a vein was tore in his brain, and he had a bleed going on, and it had to be in the hospital for 3 days. So you just don't ever know how serious it can be. So just take those. Don't take it for granted. When somebody's take a pretty good lick, whatever sport it is, get them checked out. We would encourage you to do so. In the last few weeks, I've had some citizen requests and people checking in with different problems, and I appreciate the cooperation that I've received from the department heads in addressing these concerns. I think they do a good job in trying to get up to address those needs and things that are brought up by our citizens. I don't know, in talking with the folks that have called me, perhaps a lot of our citizens are not yet used to the 311 system that we have in place to address citizen concerns and get services. I would encourage our citizens to get familiar with that. Check out the website. Mr. Tommy Harrells, our customer service, is the department head over customer service, and I think they do a good job of addressing those things. But I think all of us, we're on the website as well. Our email addresses, certainly contact me if I can help in any way. But I think our department heads are doing a good job trying to address those needs as well. Specifically, one thing I want to point out with our recreation department, we've got a bunch of kids. So far, I've had 5 children involved in rec sports here with the Douglas Coffee County Rec Department, and about everything they got out there, frankly, except maybe the track team and the swim team. We haven't done those yet, but not ruling it out. As we know, some things don't always go like you want, whatever, but I would encourage, remind everyone we've got a new recreation director, Mr. Stevie Young. As I've seen things that maybe he wants to know about or should know about, I've emailed him and received responses. I would encourage all the parents and coaches out there, as you have concerns, sometimes we get out there and we want to gripe about it, and that's natural, but let Mr. Young know what's going on. He's new to our community. I believe he's committed to improving our services out there, but he's not going to know what he needs to improve on or check on unless we let him know, and with his responsibilities, he's usually not out there on the field. He's the one that's taking care of all the administrative stuff and make sure that the program's headed in the right direction. But if you have concerns, please, email Mr. Young, let him know. Email any of us on the commission. We want to improve things, and I think that's our posture. If you got a question, you want to stop by and talk with him, he'll let you know he wants to improve things. So I would just encourage all of you parents out there. He's been here. He's got an idea about what's going on now. He's been through the season and stuff, so he's getting a feel for our community and how things are going. And I just appreciate the effort that he's put in, as well as our other, with our officials, our coaches. It's not easy, and we all know that. But I think they're trying to get better and deliver quality service. I want to encourage them to continue to do that. And I think that's about all I had, y'all.
Thank you. Commissioner Neal?
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you. I want to first of all say that our commissioners here, and I know some of them may touch on this too, our prayers are with Mr. Charlie Davis and his family, and everything that he's been through this weekend. Many of you have heard or seen on Facebook. A miracle, and we're mighty thankful for that, mighty grateful, and I know the Davis family feels mighty blessed, but we just want to keep them in our prayers going forward. And on a lighter note, I want to say that I want to invite everyone out to the Manor House ribbon cutting tomorrow. Manor House is formerly Summers Landing, formerly Oxton Place of Douglas, and I've had a personal experience there for the past couple of years as my mother's been a resident there. I commend these folks on the quality of care, and I want to go out, be part of this. I hope I'll get to speak tomorrow on their behalf, or to welcome the new company to Douglas in management of this facility. This is going to be at 10 a.m. again in the morning, and this will be a ribbon cutting for that new facility. Also want to remind everyone to go vote, to exercise that right, and to please take this very seriously. in our local elections tomorrow. So the only other thing, I know this coming weekend is Memorial Day weekend, and we want to say safety to everybody on the roads as they travel. Enjoy your long weekend if that is, if you're beneficial to have that, if you're fortunate enough to have that. The one thing I want to thank the city for is the aesthetic improvement to the median on Golf Club Road. It looks a lot better, the curbing, and we have so many people who use the country club facility, who come into Douglas for meetings, whether it's with the Chamber of Commerce or Rotary speakers and speakers that are entertained by people who want to come potentially to Douglas, and this makes a good impression, I think. And this past week, the work, the energy, the effort, they were out there until dark at night working, and we appreciate that. Not just the residents, but again, the people that want to make a good impression here. So thank you.
Outstanding. Commissioner Durham, stop smiling.
Good evening.
What you up
Mr.
to?
Mayor.
Good evening.
How you doing?
Why you got to speak to me? I spoke to you like 4 times.
Okay, I'd like to say good evening, everybody. We thank God for, graduation that occurred this weekend. Thank God for a safe graduation and everything. And like Commissioner McNeil said, tomorrow is voting day. We ask that you exercise your rights and get out and vote, because if you have no vote, you have no voice, and you cannot be heard. Okay, and I'd like to thank our natural gas department, and Mr. Mike Hudson and MGAG for the conference that we went to about natural gas in St. Simons. I tell you, it was great, and I thank God for natural gas. And we're going to ask that the citizens please take advantage of the Junk Day, which is on June the 18th. I have been getting a lot of complaints from a lot of my citizens in my ward where people will go dump like mattresses and furniture off in front of, over there by the railroad track over there off of Cherry Street. And they will go dump it off. And we're going to ask that you, if you would please take advantage of the Junk Day. Because, everybody wants their yard to be beautified. And maybe you can get Yard of the Month if you just take your stuff to, on Junk Day. And, that's on. And one more thing, three more things. The loud noise ordinance. I thank God. I thank the community, and I thank everyone for, the functions and everything. But like in the parks, we have been getting a lot of complaints from elderly people. The music isn't so bad. The level of noise is not so bad. It's the profanity in the music. We're going to ask that you please listen to your records, listen to your songs before you play them. I am a music lover. But, if you got somebody that's 70, 80, some are 90, they don't want to hear, a lot of the music that we listen to in today. They have the clean version, so we ask that you please purchase the clean version. And, please purchase the clean version, because it does make a difference in our community that we push positive things, and there's nothing wrong with listening to the music, but we still want to be respectful of one another. Then my next thing is, I would like to send my prayers out to Mrs. Leola Johnson, Minister Leola Johnson, that goes to my church of High Tower Moore Temple, and the loss of her daughter, Tamika Johnson. And I ask that everyone that knows the word of prayer, please keep my family in prayer. I have a grandfather that's sick. I have a first cousin that lives, all these living home with me. My first cousin, she's on dialysis. And then I have a first cousin that's in ICU. So I ask that you please keep my family in prayer. And that's all I have to say, Mayor. Thank you so much.
Well, you always point me out. Commissioner Moore, help me out.
I'm not going to talk as long as he did. Most of you folks know my wife. She spent 5 weeks in Jacksonville. She's been home 2 weeks. She's taking therapy, and I appreciate the prayers and thoughts and other things, and keep her in your prayers and keep me, because I have to look at her. And thank you, and enjoy your Memorial Day.
Mr. Roper, what's going on at the senior citizen? Because I'll call you the senior citizen report.
Well, I am in good shape with them right now. They ain't followed up what I told them all the way, but they got the garden planted.
I took a picture
And,
of it.
I can truthfully say that on Wednesday of this week, I'll be going down to Nashville, Georgia to meet with the rest of the seniors. And we've had a good time. But you know, I was thinking here earlier as Jacob Locke made an introduction, and it really pleased my heart to see that back in the 70s, myself and Miss Coley and Jackie and Mr. Harold all decided that we wanted to be a part of our system and watch as it grow. And they all are gone now. Can't tell you where they're at, but I'm the only one left out of that group. And and watching how we have advanced today with the county chipping in to the Ward 1, which we created in the district. We created Ward 1, created Ward 2, and Ward 3 was created by our effort. And I'm just pleased that the Lord let me live long enough to hear them $45,000 that we gonna get through the county. And I just know that the Lord left me here to oversee this thing, and I'm gonna oversee it. And I'm just really proud, and I know they did all the work they could do. And you know, some of us that doesn't realize that make cranks about how we got here. You know, they take it for granted how we got here. And I told them, I said, you know, years ago we rode up here. Everything we got in this town now came up on the backs of Democrats. And today we can hardly find 2 Democrats in Coffee County. It's sad that we forget so easily how we got here. And I can say truthfully that Steve is telling me that tomorrow we're going to be journeying to see about the Miracle playground here for the kids. And I know I don't have it longer than I already had here. But I want to do all the good I can when I'm white here. And when I'm going out on the other end, somebody can say, you know, if old Roper was here, he'd challenge that. But Roper would do that. And I met some school teachers this weekend that I was really disappointed in them. And I get disappointed when I find people with high degrees and the vision is not as long as the end of my finger. And then you have taught my kids through school, and then you wind up half dumb. I don't know if you're half dumb or you just play dumb to get by. But my thing is, when you teaching my children in this community, give them the best you got. Maybe we won't have as many, or have to build as many chain gangs as you built. Or you don't, or you sitting there riding the clock. Did you ride the clock with my kids? When I hear you give me some short conversations about these things, I think you rode the clock with me. And you got paid, but my children didn't get paid. Parents, I ask you to be more vigilant than you have been in the past. I've struggled here for more than 50 years in this community. I've been up front with you, and I want you to be up front with me. I want you to get up in the morning if you haven't already voted, with voting on your mind. And I want you to take that short walk if you have to the polls. Rain or shine, get wet, but make sure you vote. It's important. If you want to be a Jehovah's Witness, you don't vote. Don't complain. If that's the way you see it. But if you want to complain, what you mean? You want to vote. Because I'm going to check your record. Thank you very much for letting me down.
Outstanding. My comments, I'll start off with Active Georgia. Need everybody to go to see me compete and sign up for Active Georgia. Try to get everybody busy. I actually went to the Chamber Power Luncheon. Gonna get Dr. Barber to check out this knee of mine and see if I can get to be a little bit more active. But What we're trying to do is get as many citizens as possible registered. And every time you